to die made me unafraid to really live. Something a lot of people don't know about me is that in my 29th, 30th year of life was the first time where I got to a depth in my depression where I actually seriously contemplated suicide. And this was something that scared the crap out of me because I'd felt low. I'd felt sadness and loneliness and that depression that really just sits on your chest like a ton of bricks. But I had never gotten to that rock bottom where I just felt that I was willing to take that step to make it all stop. So it scared me. It scared me so much that I didn't really understand my place in the world anymore. I knew even in that moment when I was on the kitchen floor, ready, begging myself just to go, that I had reasons to be here. I was someone who had been built up for this moment to either make that choice and get on with it, or get up, go into it, and figure out why I hit that floor. I really started to get into it. I started to study it. I started to try and figure out what causes us as human beings to get to that level of depression where we just don't feel that we fit into the world anymore. So much so that we're willing to end our own lives to leave. And I started to realize with all of this study that there's a certain intelligence within the urge to die. It carries with it this opportunity to awaken, to really lift yourself out of this depression, this deep rest that you've been in, that you've covered yourself in for so long. Because for so long you've been pretending to be this other self, to be this person to impress family, friends, lovers, co-workers. You've put on these layers, these costumes, just to become someone that you think will be more acceptable, you think will be enough, when all the time you're actually covering up who you really are to a point where you don't understand your place anymore because you don't recognize yourself. And when it all boils down to it, all of these things have made you just want to kill this version of yourself that you've created. Because you believe in connection, you believe in love, in your relationships, in your friendships, and your family. You believe in the possibility of success in business and in your life, but you've covered yourself with this veil that is not real. And so that means that nothing around you reflects what you really think is possible. And that presses you down and down and down until you don't actually understand why you are in this life. This yearning for more leads to a belief that there is no more. And you begin to feel this homesickness for your life because it isn't what you expected it to be. You're yearning for home, but you can't get there because it's already here. You're already home. I'm a huge believer in what you put out, you get back. And we know that that's true because we do see it in our lives. If we give out kindness, we're gonna get back kindness. Maybe not from that person that we're giving it to, and those are usually the people that need it the most, but you're going to get it back. And so if you've created this person that you're putting out to the world that really isn't you, really doesn't reflect the things that you wish to get back, then you're creating this world around you that doesn't align with what you really want. And so the longer you present this fake version or this modified version of yourself out to the world, the longer you're not surrounded by those things that inspire you, that love, that connection, those deep friendships, and you start to feel disconnected. You start to feel like you don't belong. You might even start to feel like what you believe can be possible perhaps isn't even real. Maybe you're just making it all up in your head. Maybe it's not possible. Maybe they're right. You know that it's more common for people in their middle age to want to end their life nowadays more than ever before. It's more common for people in their 30s, 40s, and 50s to commit suicide. It is no longer a condition of the young. It is no longer something that we can blame on naivety, on inexperience, or as a cry for help in the early stages of life, because it is happening more to everyone. And that's because everyone is starting to wake up. Everyone's starting to realize that we have this abundance around us with technology, with nature, with the freaking universe that we can use to create our life, not just live one. And yet, there is so much disconnection in our world and our society. There is so much negativity and fear being put out that we aren't able to get any of the good stuff back. We have got this ability with technology to be able to connect with anyone in the world with the touch of a button, and yet we are more disconnected than ever. We have lost this responsibility to each other as human beings to show each other that we're there, to show each other that we care. And you don't have to be responsible for someone else's pain, someone else's depression. That's on them. But we need to let each other know that we're there. And that brings me to something else that I was really curious about, is how to be there for someone who is really in that deep, dark place. For starters, we're all afraid to be there for each other because in that lies a sense of responsibility for another person, a possibility that you might get hurt, that you might be embarrassed, that you might have to give something of yourself and not get anything back. And what I realized is that you don't really have to do anything for that person except let them know that you are there. Because they've got to feel that pain. They've got to go into it and they've got to sit with it and work through it themselves. But if you let them know that you're there for them, that they have this safe space, that they can really feel that pain and figure it out, they know that they have this support system of their fellow human beings who are waiting for them on the other side of that pain, then why wouldn't they work through it? But we're also disconnected and we don't want to actually step up and say, I'm there for you. That when those people are in those deep, dark spaces and they just think, what am I even doing this for? Why am I even here? There's no one around me when I call for help, then why would they not feel even a little bit inspired to try? So stand beside them in their pain. Let them know that they have a safe space to feel their pain, that it's okay to feel their pain, because in the pain lies the healing. So don't reject those in the midst of the fire. Be brave enough to break your own heart just to be there. Be brave enough to show them that even in their pain, they are perfect. You don't need to ask anything of them. You don't need to offer advice or opinions. And please don't try to distract them. It's such a common thing that when someone's in pain, we say, have a drink, have a cigarette, let's go get wasted. And yet, all of those things are just adding more depressant to the depression. You're numbing it, you're covering it up, you're not allowing yourself to go in and to heal. So let's stop offering distractions and start offering a safe place. Facing off with the pain inside of me over and over again is one of the hardest things I will ever do. It is a constant journey. And yet I now have this lust for every single moment of my life experience. Because when the pain arises, I can greet it like an old friend. I can greet it knowing that if I'm feeling pain now, it's only because it's helping me grow and it's leading to me towards the next incredible thing. I get excited about my pain because you can't have up without down. Without the darkness, you wouldn't be able to see the stars. And once you really start to overcome that fear of that darkness, of that pain, of those triggers, you can start to play with it and have so much fun. You won't hesitate to do those things that scare you. You won't hesitate to say those words, I love you. Allow yourself to feel, care, love, and connect with those around you and all of those you come across in this world, because there will always be rejection and change and pain. But by really fearlessly presenting our true selves to each other and connecting in this moment, we show each other that it's safe for them to do the same, that it's fun for them to do the same, and we can inspire each other to really lift the whole freaking world. So overcoming the fear of death, risking embarrassment or vulnerability, risking the loss of money or people. And at the end of the day, there will still be some people who have to go. We have lost some incredible people to suicide over the years, and no one, not us or them, is to blame. They were simply not made to stay in this place as it is, for they believed in a better world. They believed in more from life that they weren't seeing in their reality. So let's not let that keep happening. Let's never let anyone feel that alone that they have to end their life. It's on us now to change it within ourselves and with each other so that this doesn't have to keep happening. And for the people who do go, their contributions, their energy, their light is always with us to motivate us, to inspire us, to guide us, to keep going and create a better life for anyone going through this still. So it's a juicy little topic and I really wanted to get into it today. So if anyone has any thoughts or comments, please, you know what to do. Share below, comment, subscribe, because we need more people talking about these issues, getting this stuff out there in the world so it's no longer an issue, but it's something that we just do, that we just support each other with, and we build this world up from rock bottom